Hello everyone, welcome. How are you doing? Manxman, otherwise known as Keith, of course, as you probably already know. Anyway, everything is buzzing here on the Isle of Man. Just 17 days now to the TT. But look at these two behind us, Hickman and Josh Brooks, Peter Hickman, Josh Brooks. Not happy bunnies. Why? Well, if you've been watching or listening to the Northwest or reading the news, I don't know what's going on there with the organisers. Here we are, two fellas on, where were they riding for? The FHO Racing BMW team. And they got a problem with the wheels. The existing or the original wheels are carbon. Now, the Northwest racing rules say that you're not allowed to use carbon wheels. So last night, Thursday night, they were told just before the race, sorry, we can't let you race. So FHO, FHO Racing has decided to pull out of the event and look forward, hopefully, to the TT. We have different rules here. We make our rules not up as we go along, I might add, but think about the rules for the Northwest. 2022, same rules as 2023. There's no problem last year. Is it the organisers? Have they had enough? Obviously, this year there wasn't going to be any racing in Ireland, but the public got their hands into their pockets and, well, handed over a lot of money to the Northwest organisers so they could run the event. But things like this happening are just going to turn the fans away. They're going to go away disappointed this week with what's going on. The obvious choice would have been, you would think, for Hickman and Josh Brooks to change the wheels, but they're not allowed to use any aftermarket wheels. And then you have to think about the scrutineers. Didn't the scrutineers pick this up when they were checking over the machines? Why did they leave it until, and this is after practices as well, why did they leave it until minutes before the race was to begin? You have to ask yourself, is there something going on that, well, like in a lot of instances, things are not made public. So is there something going on? Does the Northwest organisers have some sort of hidden agenda? Let me just read the statement from the organisers. Well, FHO, BMW, and the Northwest organisers. So, to make it clear, Josh Brooks and Peter Hickman were disqualified from Thursday evening's, that's last night's, Superstock race, moments before the race was due to begin. This came despite the M1000RRs successfully passing through the event scrutineering process on Tuesday, and both riders also completed the practice and qualifying sessions. The Northwest 200 regulations state that Superstock bikes must have the original homologated wheels from the manufacturer. However, the BMW M1000RR's standard wheels are made from carbon. The team was stuck as a result because if they remove the carbon wheels, that is also against the regulations, as no aftermarket wheels are permitted. So as a result of the disqualification, FHO, headed by FHO, who spends millions, I would imagine, on putting these bikes into events, getting the best riders. they decided to withdraw from the entire event, meaning that Brooks and Hickman will miss the Superbike races. In a statement released on Thursday evening, the team explained they were leaving the event due to having no confidence in the application of Superstock technical regulations. I'd agree, and I'm sure many of you would as well, of course. Having taken this issue out with Phonacab and Nickel Oil's Northwest 200 organisers, there is no confidence that the FHO racing riders could take part in a race with the obvious dangers and risks that road racing prevents, and then the performance protested or disqualified on a technically, that is, not adequately explained. The statement continued. Sorry if that sounds confusing, but the point is, yeah, they talked, but rules are rules, I suppose, even though they're not carried out properly by the scrutineers. So, FHO Racing have checked the 2023 technical regulations against those of 2022, and the regulations remain the same, where the team raced the carbon homologated wheels in both Superstock races as well as in the event in 2019. So they raced in 2022 and 2019. 20 and 21 were out due to the COVID pandemic, of course. The effort, commitment and logistics required to compete in the Northwest 200 are significant, and the lack of confidence in the organisation renders the team's participation in this year's event impossible. The FHO racing team would like to sincerely apologise to all its sponsors and fans, and the teams are now looking forward to getting back out onto the roads in a few weeks, 17 days, at the Isle of Man TT races. So that was FHO's thoughts on the matter. Highly disappointed, quite angry, I'd imagine. What do you think happened next? Well, Northwest 200 organisers responded naturally with their own statement, which outlined that these regulations were implemented by the Motorcycle Union of Ireland, Ulster Centre. Stewards of the meeting and approved by the sports governing body in January before being published on the Northwest 200 website. Pardon me. Which January? This January? They're claiming it's new, but of course, apparently they are the same regulations that applied in 2019 even. They go on to say the FHO Racing BMW were informed by the MCUI students after qualifying on Thursday afternoon that their riders, Peter Hickman and Josh Brooks, would be excluded from the Briggs Equipment Superstock race as their machines were fitted with carbon wheels, the statement said. So, is it okay to practice with carbon wheels? Is this what the scrutineers they're doing their job and they could think, well, yeah, it's got carbon wheels. It's okay to practice, but they're not going to race with them. But no such action had been discussed with the Northwest 200 organisers prior to this, despite the machines having been scrutineered on both Tuesday and Thursday morning. We deeply regret, they say, the FHO Racing BMW's team's decision to withdraw from the event tonight as a result of this action, a sentiment we know will be shared by all Northwest 200 race fans. The Superstock race was won by Alistair Seeley, also riding a BMW, whilst the Supersport race was won by Davy Todd. Sealy now has 28 Northwest 200 victories, whilst it's Todd's second career victory at the event. Did Alistair Sealy have carbon wheels? Possibly or probably not in the circumstances, but who knows? You know, it's a case of, I hope it's not a case of one rule for one and one for the other, of course. So there we are. Alistair Sealy, Davy Todd victories last night. Sealy was victorious in a Superstock race, and that was his 28th career victory at the road racing event. I don't see him in the TT program. I'd have thought he'd be racing, but you know, who knows. And then, of course, Davy Todd. Davy Todd is going to do well in the TT, and I'm sure with the way Michael Dunlop is riding the Hawk Honda, he's going to be some man as well. Sadly, our local man, what's his name? Oh no, hang on a minute. I'm going to have to check up here. Just okay, I'm back. Yeah, Nathan Harrison. He crashed, I think, yeah, yesterday. Injured, but not badly injured. So hopefully he'll be able to get himself all fixed up for the TT. And he'd be riding with, who else? John McGuinness, of course, on the UK Hondas. So yeah, hopefully they're going to do well. I don't know who I'd put my money on for the TT, but I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about our favourites, what the chances are, and possible records being broken. But there we have the news from the Northwest. Not good news. Some would say now that this is going to be the last of the Northwest 200. Who knows? It'd be sad if it is, of course, because it attracts a lot of fans. It must bring a lot of money into that area of Northern Ireland. But with the insurance problem earlier this year and then the public funding it, what's going to happen next year? And then these rules, are they right to disqualify two top riders just moments before the race? Who knows what actually happened? You can make your own thoughts and judgment. But the main thing is, I'll be back. I hope to see you back. And if you haven't subscribed, do it and ring that bell so you get all the notifications of the videos I'll be posting related to the TT and maybe some from the Northwest 200 as well. Take care of yourselves, everybody, and see you very soon. All the best.